So many moves, but are they part of the plan or a sign of confusion at the bridge? Madueke to Arsenal is done. Petrovic to Bournemouth almost there. Amougou and Samuel Smith going to Strasbourg, and Mike Penders follows. What is going on at Chelsea? Genuine long-term strategy or another summer madness? Let's break it all down. Smash the like button, subscribe if you are new. We're on the road to 3,000. Let's dive into it. After weeks of speculation, it's official. Noni Madueke is a gunner. The deal is sealed, the green light has been given, and Chelsea has once again sold another attacker to Arsenal. Two of the most trusted voices in football has confirmed the deal: Fabrizio Romano and David Einstein. Exclusive. Madueke to Arsenal, here we go. Fee agreed in excess of £50 million with add-on included. Green light from Chelsea. Madueke already agreed 5-year deal at Arsenal days ago, and now he's set to complete the move. David Einstein also chimed in with more details. Arsenal close to full agreement with Chelsea to sign Noni Madueke. Club nearing a compromise for the 23-year-old winger to join Arsenal from Chelsea in £52 million deal. 5 years contract in place. The England international in US as talks enter final stages. Chelsea were open to the sell, especially under Enzo Maresca, who is reportedly reshaping the squad around tactical reliability and key roles. As a Chelsea reporter, Leon Tumel explained, every player who is not absolutely integral to the team Maresca is building has a price, and Madueke has never managed to make himself indispensable at Stamford Bridge. And that's the reality. Maresca is focused on consistency, control, tactical discipline. Madueke, while talented, wasn't guaranteed starter under Pochettino, and likely wouldn't be under Maresca either. A lot of Chelsea fans are actually celebrating this deal. Many are calling it another tax, a reference to the club past signing of Jorginho, William and Havertz. On social media, quotes like "another Chelsea reject to Arsenal," "we have got £52 million for a rotational player," "clear W," "we rob them blindly." It's harsh, but some fans feel vindicated, saying Madueke never lived up to the hype since his arrival from PSV. On the Arsenal side, the move is far more than split. Some fans are outraged, calling the move unnecessary and overpriced, but others sees the upside. Madueke is 23 years old, English, direct, and have shown flashes of brilliance. If Arteta can redefine him, he could become a dangerous option on the wing. Look, here is my take. Madueke has been one of the more unpredictable players in our squad. On his day, he could terrorize defenders with flair, dribbling, directness, but his inconsistency and questionable end product held him back. This is a player who wanted to succeed at Chelsea, but he simply never made himself indispensable under Enzo Maresca, and that's the bare minimum. So to get £52 million for him, that's fantastic business from Chelsea point of view. To Madueke, all I can say is good luck. He's still young, with full of potential. Maybe a new environment is what he needs to flourish. But one thing is sure, he wasn't making it at Stamford Bridge. Now over to you. Was this a robbery or a mistake from Chelsea? Will Arsenal turn him into a star, or is this Havertz 2.0? Let me know in the comment section. But now, according to Fabrizio Romano, there is a concrete possibility to see Nicolas Jackson leaving Chelsea. He revealed that Premier League clubs, also AC Milan, are calling to understand the condition of the deal. I think this could be the one to watch in the next week of the summer transfer window. And just like that, another key Chelsea player's future is up in the air. While he finished with 14 goals in all competition, many fans will agree he was frustrating, erratic, and at times lacked composure in front of goals. Still, his work rate, movement, physicality gave Chelsea a strong presence up top. He was raw, yes, but he carried a lot of responsibility with little compensation for most of the season. But now that has changed. Chelsea have added Joao Pedro, a versatile attacker who can play as a striker or in half spaces behind the number 9. He's dynamic, technical, more composed in tight spaces, and fits Maresca's fluid positional play better than Jackson. Also arriving is Leon Delap, a physical, aggressive, traditional number 9 who impressed at Ipswich and looks ready to fight for minutes. So what does this mean? It means Jackson could be pushed down the pecking order, potentially becoming a third choice striker, unless he finds another level under Enzo Maresca. Make no mistake, Joao Pedro is not coming to sit on the bench. Maresca clearly wants strikers who are more composed in the final third. Under Enzo Maresca, the striker role is about pressing, pace, and about linking play and making intelligent run, having the technical quality to work in tight spaces. Jackson pressing is elite, but his first touch, decision making, final ball, and even his finishing at times all have come under scrutiny. It doesn't naturally suit the slow, controlled, build-up style Maresca is implementing. While Jackson thrives in chaos, Maresca wants control. Despite all the speculation, reports within the clubs indicate Jackson doesn't want to leave. He's ready to stay and fight for his place, believing he has something to prove after his inconsistent seasons. And to be fair, he's just 24 years old. He has room to grow and his mentality has always been a strong point. The club appreciates his attitude, but with tutors lining up, his future might be decided by how next few weeks unfold. According to Romano, AC Milan are monitoring the situation closely. Several Premier League clubs made calls to explore a potential deal. Whether it's a loan, permanent transfer, or swap, Chelsea are listening to all offers. But he won't go cheaply. Right now, this is a wait-and-see situation. Maresca will likely assess him more in the preseason before any final decision is made. But here is the possibility. Stay and fight for minutes as a rotational option. Leave if the right offer arrives and Maresca feels he doesn't fit. Loan if Chelsea want to retain his value while freeing up spaces. But here is my take. Don't rule anything out. Jackson is a fighter, but football at the top level is ruthless. And when you are not a perfect tactically fit, even talent doesn't always save you. If Joao Pedro hit the ground running, the lap keep progressing, minutes for Jackson could dry up fast. So yes, Jackson is staying. But don't be surprised if he's wearing a different shirt come September. But now, according to Simon Johnson, Bournemouth are in advanced talk with Chelsea over a potential signing of goalkeeper Petrovic. A deal is not yet agreed, but there is growing optimism one could be struck. After impressing on loan at Strasbourg last season, Petrovic's future at Stamford Bridge looked increasingly uncertain, with Bournemouth pushing to make him their new number one. The 24-year-old Serbian international had a strong season in League One, helping Strasbourg qualify for UEFA Conference League under Leon Rossinion. He showed massive improvements in distribution, shot stopping under pressure, command of the area. Chelsea were happy with his growth. But rather than bringing him back as the number one, it looks like the club are open to selling him permanently. With Bournemouth leading the race, but here is the question everyone is asking. Why? Petrovic out, but Sánchez stays. This is where it gets controversial. And I have to be honest, I still maintain this is not a good piece of business. Chelsea are offloading Petrovic for space for a clear upgrade. It would be understandable. But reports suggest that the plan is to keep Rob Sánchez as part of the squad, and possibly even the first choice going into the new season. And that's where the logic collapses. Petrovic has more upside, better shot-stopping stats, improved massively with coaching, youth on his side, and arguably outperformed Sánchez even before the Strasbourg loan. Meanwhile, Sánchez has been error-prone, inconsistent, and lacks the authority expected from a Chelsea number one. So if Petrovic leaves permanently and Sánchez stays, it doesn't make sense. There's a growing belief that Chelsea are trying to balance the books after heavy spending. But even so, it's hard to justify selling a keeper who is coming off a breakout season in Europe. But here's my take. This is a big gamble. Letting go of Petrovic, especially to a Premier League rival, could backfire. Bournemouth are a team on the rise. If Petrovic turns into one of the best keepers in the league, Chelsea could once again be left asking themselves, why didn't we give him a proper chance? Selling your most promising goalkeeper when the starter, Sánchez, is shaky at best, might be bold, but not too bold. According to L'Equipe, Chelsea have officially agreed to sell Matthias Amougou to Strasbourg. The 19-year-old midfielder is signing a 5-year deal with French side. This comes just 6 months after Chelsea signing for 50 million euros. At first glance, this seems strange and almost alarming. You sign a teenager for 50 million euros and he doesn't start a single senior match. And within half a year, he's gone. What's happening? Let's break it down. Matthias Amougou joined Chelsea in January 2025 for around 50 million euros. One of the most highly rated midfielders coming out of France. Tall, elegant, tactically mature for his age, Amougou is viewed as a long-term prospect, not an immediate first-team contributor. Now he's heading to Strasbourg, Chelsea's sister club under the BlueCo ownership umbrella, on a permanent deal with a long-term contract. But here's the thing, this was always the plan. From the moment Chelsea signed Amougou, the idea wasn't to throw him into the Premier League fire. It was to secure his rights, control his development, and slowly ease him into the top-level football through a controlled pathway. And that's where Strasbourg comes in. Chelsea and Strasbourg are both owned by BlueCo. And one of the main reasons for Chelsea's shared ownership was to build a multi-club system similar to what Man City have with Gironi or Red Bull with Salzburg and Leipzig. So rather than loaning Amougou to a random League One or a Bundesliga side, Chelsea choose to send him to their own environment, Strasbourg, where you get first-team football. The club can monitor his progress directly. You can play in a system that prepares him for Chelsea tactical setup, and they can bring him back if and when he's ready. This isn't a case of giving up on a player. It's a calculated move to accelerate his development outside the intense pressure of Premier League football. Let's be honest, there was never going to be a space for Matthias Amougou in Chelsea midfield this season. It's Moises Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, Drus Bihor, Romeo Lavia, even Andre Santos and Esugo fighting for minutes. It's absolutely stacked midfield. So instead of keeping him on the bench or rotting in the under-20s, the club made the logical choice: give him a real platform at the senior level in France. While this is being reported as a permanent sale, don't be fooled. This is an internal movement within the same ownership. If Amougou develops as expected at Strasbourg, he could return to Chelsea in 1 or 2 seasons, or he could be sold at a profit, just like how City operates with their satellite clubs. Either way, Chelsea are protecting the value of the asset while building trust in the development pathway. And now, according to Simon Johnson, Chelsea are now in talks with Strasbourg over a potential 8 million sale of highly rated left-back Ishe Samuel Smith. The 18 years old, a product of Chelsea Academy and recent Cobham graduate, only just signed his first professional contract earlier this year. Now, similar to Matthias Amougou, the plan is becoming clear. Move young talent to Strasbourg to get first-team experience in a competitive European league, while keeping them under the watchful eye of Chelsea and BlueCo system. Samuel Smith is seen as a long-term project. Rather than stalling his growth, Chelsea are taking the smart route, sending him to Strasbourg. Let him play regular football and monitor his development closely. It's a move that keeps Chelsea in control and gives the player the platform to shine. Same blueprint, different position. From midfield to defense, Chelsea are clearly using Strasbourg as a development pathway, not a dumping ground. This is all part of a multi-club model, a long-term plan to build star through minutes, not just hype. And now, according to Sachavelli, Chelsea are closing to finalizing a loan deal for goalkeeper Mike Penders to Racing Strasbourg. Penders, who recently joined Chelsea from Genk, is highly regarded within the club and viewed as a potential future number 1 at Stamford Bridge. And now he's set to take the next step of his development. And there is no better place than Strasbourg. Strasbourg is now being shaped by Leon Rossignol, the same coach who turned Petrovic into one of the best goalkeepers in Europe during his loan spell last season. Rossignol is notorious for developing young talents, and this gives Pendas the platform to get first-team football in League One, develop in a system that valued ball-playing goalkeepers, grow under a coach trusted with Chelsea elite talent. Just like Samuel Smith and Amougou, this isn't about letting go, it's about preparing them for the big stage. Chelsea believe in Pendas. This loan is about giving him real experience before he returns to compete at the top level. So that is the video there. I hope you enjoy it. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.